I'm going to work through your final review with you. On number 1, let's solve for x. Some people like to keep the inequality symbol in the problem the whole time. I'm going to rewrite the problem just with an equal sign instead. And then at the end, I'm going to test a point and we'll figure out which way we need to graph this. So I'm going to distribute my 3. I get 12x plus 33 equals negative 3. I'm going to subtract 36 from both sides. 33. Wow, off to a great start. Okay, so I subtracted 33 from both sides, and now x equals negative 3. And that is my significant point. So if I put that on my number line here, I want to know what side of the line should I shade on. Well, let's test 0. That one's easy to plug in. And when I do that, I get 3 times 4 times 0, which is 0, plus 11. Equals, hey, shh, those are my dogs, sorry, or is less than negative 3. And I'm going to see that 4 times 0 is 0, 3 times 11 is 33. Is 33 less than negative 3? No. Since that is false, that means that 0 is not true, not part of my answer, and I'm seeing a less than symbol rather than less than or equal to. So the point at negative 3 is open, and I will shade on the side that does not have a 0 in it and go that way. The answers to the review are at the bottom of the page, so if you want to skip ahead and look at those instead, go for it. Also, make sure that you're pausing the video when you have questions and take some breaks. You don't need to go too hard right now. Alright, so let's write an inequality for the graph below. I'm seeing that my y-intercept here is negative 1. And then I could just choose another point on the line. Here's a point. I'm seeing it's 2, 4. Now if I have 2 points on my line, I have a couple options. I can put it into the graphing calculator and do a line of regression, or I can go from here and get my slope. So I'll do my slope formula here. The slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I'm seeing that that is 4 plus 1 is 5 over 2. Okay, there's my slope. And my y-intercept is already done for me. It's negative 1. So when I get my equation for my line here, it's y equals 5 halves x minus 1. But notice, we're talking about an inequality. So I'm seeing a dotted line. So I know my options are either going to be a less than or a greater than symbol. I am seeing also that we're shading below the line here. So that means that y is less than 5 halves x minus 1. If I want to make sure that this is correct, I can plug in a point. So let's test it. I see that 0, 0 is not part of the solution. So if I plug in 0, 0 here, it should make a false statement. Let's hope it works. 0 is less than negative 1. Not true, right? And since that's false, we're good to go because anything over on this side should be false. So there's 1 and 2. I'm so sorry, my dogs are playing in the background. Yep, that's them. Okay, shh. I'm gonna pause. Okay, they should be calmed down now. We need to graph a system of inequalities on number 3. We're going to pick 3 points that satisfy the system of inequalities. So let me do the top equation or inequality first. Y is less than or equal to 3/4 x minus 3. I am seeing a less than or equal to sign. So when I see that, I know I am going to have filled in dots and a solid line. I'm going to go down to my y-intercept and make a point. And then I'm going to follow my slope, which is positive 3 over 4. Positive 3 over 4. Okay, filled in dots, and I can fill that in with a straight line. Here's my line. And then I can see that it's supposed to be less than or equal to. So that means I'm going to be shading below the line, less than or equal to, below the line. If I am not comfortable with knowing that and just going ahead and shading that in, I could test a point. So if I plug in 0, 0, that should be false. Is 0 less than or equal to 3/4 times 0 minus 3? That cancels. 0 is less than or equal to negative 3. Not true, right? Negative 3 is smaller. So that works. That's really good because this point is not supposed to be part of this solution. Yay! Let's move on to the next inequality. Y is greater than negative 2x plus 5. I'm going to use purple. Plus 5. And it's negative 2x, so that's my slope here. Uh-oh! My points have to be open because it is not or equal to here. And I'm not seeing... Oh, hey, cool. I can make a dotted line. I didn't know that. There we go. Here's my dotted line. It goes all the way through my equation. Okay. So there's my dotted line, and now I need to figure out where I need to shade. So one way I can look at it is y is greater than. So I'm going to be shading up above here. But if I don't like that, let's test 0, 0. 0 is greater than negative 2 times 0 plus 5. 0 is greater than 5. Not true. 5 is greater than 0. So that's awesome because this point is not true for my dotted line. So I shade over here. And now I'm going to draw a big S where my solution is. It's where the two shaded portions overlap. It's right there. Love it. We're doing great, everybody. I'm going to stop this video and we'll start a new one. They should all be on the same playlist. So, you know, you're doing great.